So one of the series I'm really passionate about is Black Ops, and I play Black Ops 3 a lot. I have months in the game, um, well over, I think multiplayer. I have well over 30 days. It's been a long time since I played it, but I got Prestige Master. I got the Dark Matter camo. I've put a lot of time into that. So I just wanted to make a Black Ops 4 video, and I feel like I have some credibility to it because I played the crap out of Black Ops 3. Good days, good days. But I kind of just wanted to make a video on Black Ops 4. Um, the biggest thing for me, and the biggest thing I'm just going to touch on right up front, is the no campaign. I know a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people's they're complaining about that. I kind of complain about it too. For me, especially when I was playing Black Ops 3, is you have the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. Now, I know there's some people that can do it. I certainly can't wake up at like 9 in the morning and then play multiplayer all day until midnight. I can't do that personally. I kind of just, at some point in time, I got to put it down. I'm like, okay, multiplayer's kind of, this is kind of annoying me, or this is kind of, I need a break from this. And so that was what I really loved about it, was I could, if I was playing multiplayer for a couple hours and then that started fizzling out, then I could spend some time in zombies. I played the Giant a lot. That was Der Eisendrache, but yeah, multiplayer bored me. I could go over to zombies, and that was no problem. And then if zombies ever started boring me, the campaign. I know a lot of people didn't like the campaign. It wasn't, for me. It wasn't bad, but at the same time, it wasn't good. If you know what I mean. It was. I played through it a couple times, primarily because they had like the simulator. They had weapon camos that you could unlock for specifically for campaign. But it was just a nice thing. You're playing multiplayer with people all around the world. If that ever got outstayed its welcome for that day, then you could go over to zombies or you could go over to campaign. It made you want to keep playing. So for me, rather than playing from like 9 to midnight every day of strictly multiplayer, I could do 9 to midnight if I swapped up the modes. And that's typically what I did. It was very refreshing for me to be able to go back and forth. So I think Black Ops 4 really needed it. Unfortunately, I have a feeling they're trying to copy off of Fortnite in the sense that they want this blackout mode right off the bat. They don't want to worry about a campaign that's not going to make them money. They're going to put microtransactions and they're going to do that for this blackout mode. So I know they want that right off the bat. They're going to try to hit the ground running with that. It's kind of sad for me. I loved I love just going back and forth, and now it's unfortunately the whole game's now going to be, hey, multiplayer you're playing with a bunch of people, zombies you can play with other people, and blackout you're playing with it. Like there's no time for you just to play at your own pace, just kind of relax and like cool down at night with the campaign. There's none of that anymore. It's go go go. And I just, don't get me wrong, I think the blackout mode, it has a lot of potential. It could either be really really good or really really bad. You have to wait and see on that one. Like the land, sea, and air vehicles. I mean, I think it sounds like a really good concept, and if they execute it well, they have something going there. But I wish they had. And see, that's the thing. If they had campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and this new blackout mode, now you're talking. If they had 4 modes right out of the bat, I mean, that's something to be proud of. That's something. I would never put the game down, but I just, for me, being able to swap back and forth between those modes, that's what really drived me to keep playing for so many days. I have like a month into multiplayer, a month into zombies. I don't even want to know for campaign. I probably have a week or two in there. It's just, I hate how they're selling us short a little bit on that one. They're just trying to copy off of Fortnite's success, and they say screw the campaign. We're just gonna go all in on this blackout mode. Um, Another big complaint was the health regen. I, I'd have to get my hand. I haven't got my hands on it yet, but once I do, I think that's what's going to really determine a lot of things. You have to inject yourself with a syringe to get your health back. again, it's another one of those concepts like it could be. And I know a lot of Call of Duty players don't like that change. They don't like that they've been used to day one years and years ago of you just back out of a fight, you get your health back, you're fine, and now you need to inject. I just feel like that disrupts the gameplay. It's typically it's a little bit more fast paced. You're gonna run in, get some kills, and die or whatever. And I feel like you're disrupting that. You're in the zone, and now like you're gonna forget to inject yourself. I just feel like it's another component people have to worry about, and I'm not looking forward to it. To be honest, I'm not. I like to get into the game. I like to forget everything else. The 10-minute matches. I just like those 10 minutes in real life. They just fly by. You don't even know it's happening. And then once you play a couple matches, it's like an hour's past. You're like, oh, well, that just happened really quick. But it's the problem with injecting. Now you have to be more. You have to be more focused on something outside of playing. And I don't think it's gonna be it. I don't like that idea of it. If that's what you wanted to do, then if you're tired of the whole just instant health regen, I feel like there's probably better ways you could have implemented something else, but maybe a perk or something. Maybe even just slower regen, I don't know, but injecting yourself with a syringe, I feel like that's going to disrupt a lot of people. That's going to disrupt the gameplay, that's going to disrupt that's not going to be good. The other biggest complaint, which as someone who has months into Call of Duty Black Ops 3, is a lot of people are saying it looks like Black Ops 3. It looks like a rehashed version. A lot of the specialists are the same. A lot of like the movements the same. I don't know what maps I saw on the trailers, but it kind of like the color scheme of one of the foresty maps reminds me of the hunted map in Black Ops 3, like just the color schemes of the trees and everything. It looks very similar. And it really did. Watching the trailer, I was watching it when they first dropped it, and you could. It did not take long for me. I thought I was watching like, it almost seemed like just a DLC for Black Ops 3. Some of those maps, and it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Black Ops 3. I played, like I said, I got Prestige Master. I got my Dark Matter. It was a lot of fun for me, but that was almost 3 years ago now, and it's just I kind of like the variation between the Call of Duties you have. Like I played Black Ops 3, it had its own play style. I played Infinite Warfare, it had its own play style. I played World War II, it had its own play style. It's just I like some variation, and now you're telling me, hey, remember that game you put months into 3 years ago? Well, now basically we have the same game for you again. So essentially, people who bought these, like, I don't know how much the Juggernaut version was. It was like $200, I think. Or if you buy just the collector's edition for like $100, it's like, hey, you're buying another one of those. You spent $100 3 years ago. Well, guess what? You're buying the same game again and spending another $100. I don't know. And that's what kind of worries me is after playing that game for so like I got hot back into Black Ops 3 again. Um, but I don't know how much I really want to. Like I've been there, seen it, done it kind of thing. I don't really know. It just that kind of bothers me. It's essentially now if you're telling me, "Hey, we've done these cool concepts in Black Ops 3 and now we've upped them. We've like learned from our mistakes. We're adding better content to it. This is a much better version of Black Ops 3." Then maybe, but I'm afraid you're just going to get if it feels the same and you just put a new name on it, then I just feel like you're going to get people who played Black Ops 3 are going to get tired of it real quick. And I know there's a whole complaint that it's copying Overwatch and everything. Yeah, you can kind of see that too. You can see a lot of other games in this game, but what stuck out to me when I was first watching that trailer was how much it looked like Black Ops 3, and I'm really iffy on this one. I'll have to wait. You'll have to wait and see. I think that's the big thing. Once you get your hands on it, when it drops in October, um, I think that's the biggest thing is getting your hands on it, seeing it. And it could be a phenomenal game. I could be playing the crap out of it, but it could also be a huge flop. A lot of people are hating on it. I'm not exactly hating on it. I think it has a lot of potential, but we'll just have to wait and see. That's the thing. I don't I don't hate it. No, I'm definitely gonna buy it. It looks cool, and it looks like it has a lot of that potential. But you really gotta wait and see on that one. It could be really cool or really really bad. But those are just my honest opinion. I just wanted to get a Black Ops 4 video on here. Um, like I said, as someone who played Black Ops 3 a lot, um, that was that was typically my college days. I would when I come home for the weekends or winter break primarily. Yeah, I was just staying up till like 5 in the morning playing Giant over and over again. That was typical. That was very typical of me. It was like, oh, it's 5 in the morning. Or it'd be like three. It'd be like 3 in the morning. I'd be like, maybe another round of Giant. And then like 2 hours would pass. I'd be like, oh, crap, it's 5 in the morning, and like the sun would start coming up. And those were the good days. I have some great memories for that. Maybe that's another video, but I just wanted to get a Black Ops 4 video on here and just discuss some honest things. Like I said, I think you'll have to wait and see with it. I don't get all the people that are like, I feel like it's a trend right now to hate games. I don't know why. I've seen it with World War II, Destiny 2, Battlefront 2. They all, don't get me wrong, all those games have like big flaws and big problems with them, but at the same time, I feel like it's like, oh hey, a big game's coming out. Rather than looking for things to enjoy in that game, it's like, hey, I'm gonna look for things to tear apart in that game. I'm gonna look for reasons to hate it, and I feel like that's a way too big of a trend right now. I mean, if you look on it, I saw people the day Black Ops 4 trailer dropped. People were like, "Oh man, this looks really good." There was people who had like a couple minor complaints about it, but everyone was like, "Oh man, this is a great game." I heard people clapping and everything else for the game, and then like I went on YouTube this morning and it was like a huge like everybody's hating on it. I'm like, "Well, what happened here?" So again, I feel like it's just one of those things where like, oh, one person's gonna trash talk and then like everybody else has to hop on the trash talking train for it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't like I said, I don't hate it, but I feel like there's some components that I'll definitely have to like work on. Like it'll definitely take me a couple games to like start figuring them out. But I'm sure my bet is I'll figure it out. I'll get adjusted to it, and I'll probably end up liking it. But that's just my honest opinions. Um, Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys hate it? Do you guys like it? I don't even know. My problem is I never got for Black Ops 3, I never got the Juggernaut edition. And I really wanted that, so I'll have to see what Black Ops 4 has. I'll be getting it. I'll probably put some like let's plays up or whatever. I gotta figure that out, but alright guys. This video is a little long. I'm very passionate about the Black Ops series. I really am. Like I said, as someone who put time and time, months into Black Ops 3, I want to experience that again. I played Infinite Warfare, not nearly as much. I got Prestige Master and the Black Sky camo for that, but I know everybody had. That's a whole nother story, Infinite Warfare, but I liked it for a while. It overstayed its welcome really quickly. Same thing with World War II. I didn't get Prestige Master because I started hating that game real quick. I got Chrome for it in like less than a month, and I'm like, no, that was way too easy. Like it didn't make you feel like you earned anything. They were basically like, here's a Chrome camo, and you're like, oh, I can't even tell. I have this equipped on my gun. I can't even like the shovel. That was bad. It was like this really patchy, messed up shovel, like camo for it, and barely like little tiny spots are chrome. I'm like, I worked pretty hard for that, and then you're just gonna. This is what. That's what I liked about Dark Matter and Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 3 was the whole. You could see someone across the map, Prestige Master with the Dark Matter camo. And you're like, oh shoot! And then when I got to that level, I mean, it felt nice running around with that. You're like, it took me months to get this, and now that I have it, I feel accomplished. And the Chrome one never did that for me. The Black Sky camo in Infinite Warfare, it did, but by the time I got it, I never wanted to touch that game again. It was the Howitzer for me, man. That took forever. But it's... Now, as someone who's near and dear to Call of Duty, I've been playing it since Modern Warfare 2. I just recently saw that I had a video on here from 7 years ago. I don't even know how that's still here, but... As someone who loves the Call of Duty series, it's just... I want the best moving forward, and I want a game that makes me want to pick it up. Like, World War II overstayed its welcome real quick. I got it in November, and by, like, the end of December, I never wanted to touch it again. I got the Season Pass. I got the Steel Box, whatever the Collector's Edition or Pro Edition or whatever it was. And before the first DLC dropped, I was done with it. I have all the DLCs. I've never played them, and I probably won't, but... It's sad. A game that just makes it just dies out really quickly. It overstays its welcome real quick. For me, with that one, the 3 lanes, every map was just 3 lanes, like left, center, right, over and over again. That got annoying real quick. It was you're playing the same map over and over again is all it was. Just one was in snow, and one was in London, and one was in the fort. I mean, it got boring real quick. The war mode was really cool. I love the war mode. I think that was an awesome addition. But again, there was only 3 maps. Back when I was playing it, there was only 3 maps. And at the time, everyone played... It was just Neptune, Neptune, and more Neptune. Which was cool and all, but... There was no... After you've played those 3 maps, like, 100 times each, you're just like, yeah, I never want to... There's nothing that makes me want to go back to World War II. But yeah, as someone who, yeah, again, sorry, I keep getting distracted here, but as someone who loves the Call of Duty series, I want the best going forward, and I think Black Ops 4 has a lot of potential, but I'd have to see moving forward from there. So if there was all this hate for Infinite Warfare because it wasn't boots on the ground, World War II had boots on the ground, but then it's like, it was just very bland from its release, and then... Now people are hating. So the last 3 Call of Duties have gotten a lot of hate. So I don't know. Not all of which is justified in my opinion, but a lot of it is. I don't think Black Ops 4 deserves as much hate as it's getting. I think it's just because Call of Duty players don't like change. They like the same game just reskinned over and over again. And... yeah, to change up the health systems and to change up, there's only 5 people on a team now and 1 specialist per team. I feel like that's a lot of change. A lot of change really quickly for Call of Duty players. It's gonna happen though. I mean, if everybody's hating on all these Call of Duties, you're gonna need change to keep the series moving forward. And when they change it, you hate on it more. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I just want Call of Duty to keep going. I really do. So that's my honest thoughts on Black Ops 4. Let me know what you guys think. I want the best for the series. I really, really do. But I'll cut it off there, guys. I'll see you guys next time.